Welcome back. This is my monthly project end of June edition. Good grief. So I had a bunch of different things that I was doing. I used up almost all of the makeup things, or hit almost all of my goals rather. So I used up the Milani eye primer. I used about a little over a gram of the Milk Blush. It started at 43.91, it ended at 42.31. I used almost an entire gram of the Bite Beauty lipstick in Beetroot. It started at 47.59 and ended at 46.69. I used up the NYX brown eyeliner, the retractable one, and I used up the Burt's Bees hand cream. So that's the makeup stuff that I finished. Makeup stuff that I am using up next is, there's one over here. Here it is. So start with this. It's the Ulta Beauty eye primer. I have 2 samples of this. I want to use up one of them. And so that is starting at 15.7 grams. And then is the Essence blush in the shade Blooming, number 50. It's almost my skin tone. So that's what it looks like right now. Currently weighs in at 59.5 grams. I want to use at least 1 gram or hit pan, whichever comes first. Then is the Bobbi Brown eyeliner. It's getting a little bit dry, which makes sense. I've had it about 6 months. So this is starting at 89.13 grams, and I want to use at least 1 gram of this. And then is the Bobbi Brown Luxe lip color in the shade Crimson. This is what it looks like. It's like that. And so this is starting with the cap on at 107.31 grams. I want to use at least 1 gram of this as well. And then finally is Bath & Body Works Carried Away, because I like the scent, but it's also getting old, so that's where the tape is, where that's starting. And I want to use, or get down at least 1/2 inch from the tape. So that's that. So books for June, I wanted to finish a Tolkien biography and finish The Night Circus. Did not do either of those because I've been listening to Ranger's Apprentice way too much. As a side note, I have finished almost all of the Ranger's Apprentice series, and part of Harry Potter, and starting on Hood Feminism and Me and White Supremacy as well. So that's what I've been reading this month. So I didn't get to these much. I did Night Circus more than Tolkien. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to only have 1 reading goal this month. I'm going to put Tolkien aside for now, and because I am so close to the end, I am going to try and finish Night Circus. If Ranger's Apprentice and other stuff doesn't get me first. So that's that. So knitting goals. So initially my knitting goals were to hit the next increase of the Celestarium shawl, and to I had initially passed the armpits of the Flax Light sweater with the UK yarn that I was working on, and I just wanted to separate the chest from the sleeves for a gray sweater, or gray and rainbow sweater I was working on. One of those happened. So just the other day, I finally hit the last increase for the Celestarium shawl. So that's what this looks like. This needle is 5 feet around. As you can tell, almost 600 stitches are way too big for this. So I'm putting this aside for the time being, because the pattern is driving me crazy. I've already made it once. I should know this by now. But there you have it. So there's that. And then I realized that I had gotten my gauge wrong on the UK sweater. Like, I already knew that, and I had decided to just say, okay, that'll be my big cozy sweater. And then the more I thought about it, and the more I thought about it, and I thought about it and thought about it, and realized it was driving me insane. And this is from someone who already has a lot of other stuff. So what I did is, I have not frogged the rest of it yet. I had some yarn left over. So I did a little bit of math, and because my row gauge is right, it's just my stitches per inch across is wrong. I think I had like 20 or I had 20 stitches per 4 inches, and it calls for 24 stitches per 4 inches, which over the course of 40 inches adds up. So instead of, it's this whole thing, basically instead of having a almost 40 inch chest, it had almost a 60 inch chest is what it comes down to. So what I did is, because the row gauge is still fine, I started again, but cast on for a smaller size, so this, and one that would probably actually use up the right amount of yarn, but just to be safe, I am using the lighter color, which is going to be like the contrast color sleeves. I'm taking that out of the sweater and just making it all this color and making it kind of a crop top situation. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So given that, I have gotten almost to the point where I would separate the sleeves from the body. And so my goal for July is to separate the sleeves from the body and maybe get an inch or two beyond that. So that's that. Next up, I also got really carried away because I really like the feel of this yarn. And I also like the shaping of this sweater as well. So this is a light ease pattern, and so this is what the gray and rainbow sweater looks like right now. So the initial goal was just to separate the sleeves from the body, and I am about 10 inches from the armpit, right from the armpit to the bottom. And so I've started the final hip increases. So my goal for July is to finish the hip increases. So that's that. So my goal for writing this month was to, oh wait, yeah. So I do still have a third knitting thing. So instead of Celestarium, I'm taking on a project that hopefully I can finish. I want to make a hat because I need a hat. I only just realized that this yarn matches my shirt. That was not intentional, but this is just sort of a cable hat. I need a quick project that I can say I finished, so I'm making a hat. So this is this, that's that. It's got cables on it. Yeah. Shouldn't take too long. It usually takes me maybe 3-4 hours to make a hat, so that's that. And so then a writing goal. My goal was to write 1 hour a week for my NaNoWriMo novel from last year, to start typing and editing. As the month before, I only hit that goal in the last week of the month, but I'm still going to try and roll that over just to have a goal, a concrete goal, and yeah, so that's my update, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!